Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from all over the world, my name is Brandon. I'm with the Rags Riches community. In fact, I am the CEO, the CFO. I'm also called the Supreme Ayatollah once in a while. Erwin, elbow cough Erwin. What's up, my brother? From another mother, Magnus Martison in the house. What is up, Sweden? Need the beauty sleep? Sorry, man. Nice for you to hop in and pop in. Terrafin, dang, man, 4 or 5 spots from the top. What are we going to do about this? How are we going to make this work? Word on the street is that Richard Hart called the top on the day. Agenda says, shh, quiet. Empty corner in the house. Hex Island Boy, I heard Richard Hart has a 6.3 inch ego. Outstanding. Mudhog. Honest take on RH and Lacey's stream today. Honest take. All right, I'll give you my honest take. Admittedly, I was a little bit worried, but it seemed to have gone pretty well. Standard RH type stuff here. He seems to do pretty well when he's talking to females, and also she seemed to really like what he was having to say. So it was informative for many people. A pretty typical marketing stream, a lot of good information in there. So I would definitely say that we can chalk that up as a win. Obviously, the thumbnail and some of the subsequent information was just Richard Hart trying to live rent-free in other people's heads. So that is my honest take. I thought it went better than I had actually expected it to go. So awesome, outstanding. Oscar says, let's go. We got the fire still alive. Outstanding. Briz, Balliot Brand in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get started here. We're going to go over some good information. Some information that I think is pretty important and pretty pertinent to the situation. I was really happy to hear Richard Hart talk about CBDCs. We've been chatting about CBDCs on the stream for months now, and we're going to start seeing some of these issues come to the forefront, and part of the stream today is going to be talking about some of that. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. Do not like or comment on any of my videos, and please do not subscribe. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the hex chart pulled up here. Had a little bit of a scare yesterday, and if you were around in the hex world yesterday, you guys could definitely see there was a lot of strife going on. There's a lot of infighting. I think people are frustrated. People are vying for power and position and this and that. We take the stance here in the stream that we're just not going to get involved with that. And my goal is to try to make really, really, really good content. And I'm not going to bash any of the parties here because I don't have the context or all the information. So I'm not sure if it would be good for me to open my mouth up and make comment on this. But yesterday was tough, you know. If we're going to measure this this drop off yesterday, we wicked all the way down. It was about a 32% fall. So we had a pretty substantial sell, but it was nice to actually see that sell get eaten up a little bit. We had thicker liquidity than we had in the past. You know, I'll go ahead and take you guys all the way back here, and this was the 21st of July, 2021, and I'm sure you guys remember that day. Pretty rough day. So if we measure that drop, that was a very precipitous drop. We had almost a 53% correction in one day. But again, it gets eaten up pretty quick. So we had a nice little purchase from our God whale. So that felt pretty good as well. I'm pulling up Etherscan here. Looks like about $1.349 million for about 11 million worth of hex. So that was very, very nice. 11 million total hex, that is. And we're just kind of where we thought we might be right now. We listened to RH's stream, and RH did indicate that this could be, this could be a little bit longer here. ladies and gentlemen. This could be a little bit longer. Now, here's what I got to tell you guys. It's very important not to get discouraged. Do not get discouraged about this, folks. We've waited this long. It's going to be great when it gets here. When we think back on this time frame, it's just going to be a blip. Boom. We're way close. We're like 99% of the way there, folks. Or hopefully 99% of the way there. But we're close. So just try not to get, don't let your emotions get the best of you. Just stick to your plan, stay focused, get that money, put that money in your reserves and wait for this thing to launch and just have everything planned out and mapped out, and you can find solace and security when you have a plan, right? Failure to plan is planning to fail. They like to say that quite a bit. So that would be my message to most of you today. So I'm going to go ahead and check chat here. CL, who else is in here? Dan Smith, another R2R notification. Have we not suffered enough, you guys? You guys, this community, it's a bunch of masochists. We know this. You guys just keep coming back for the damage and it's just bad. I don't know why you do it. We got 91 people here right now. Mildly embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for you guys, Jeez, whoop. Hex. There she blows. Mobius in the house. Happy one day closer to launch day. Suffering is a feature. Brizzo. Georgia Carrera. I love Rags to Riches music intro because it makes me feel sexy. You know what, man? It does something, right? It does something to your brain. It's just like, like when you're a DJ and you're playing a song, you look out into the crowd, right? If people are bobbing their head, that's a good thing. If people are tapping their feet, that's a really good thing. And if they're shimmying, you got the right song. You're on the right track. So this song definitely makes me feel that way too. I love that. I'm here for the tech and the intro. It's midnight in Slovakia, but exceptions must be made. Hex on air, I like that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I made a couple adjustments to my mic, and I've got headphones on. Give me some feedback in the chat. If it's too loud, it might be too soft. Just kind of let me know. That feedback's very important to me. Are all the Saudis okay today? I think the Saudis are okay. I think we're good there. Hexacat says, hello all. Jen Hex in the house. Hexacan Chief NZ. Truth Bomb time, baby. Hexacan Tribe in the house. I'm going to scroll down here. Let's check. Everything says it sounds great. The mic sounds great. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, we're going to get into this. We've got quite a few things to talk about here. And I would say, in my estimation, the first thing that we're going to talk about is let's just talk about the economy. What's going on with the economy right now? There's a couple indicators that are kind of scary. The first thing that I want to chat with you guys about is this. There are many distributors across the United States right now that, due to rapid influxes and increases in inflation, right, they are actually operating at a loss right now. And the reason is they have contracts that are negotiated out towards the end of the year. So right now they're losing money, or they're not making as much as they want, as they typically should. So one thing to really look out for, I think we're going to be seeing some supply chain shortages in a big way towards Q4, Q1, Q2 of next year. And that's something to look out for. And we want to back that up with some data here. I'm going to kind of go over, I'm going to show you this guy. His name's Charlie Bolelo. And Charlie Bolelo has some pretty good information on his Twitter, actually. So we're going to pull that up. The first thing I want to show you, he asks, how is U.S. consumer spending still so strong despite inflation outpacing wage gains for 13 straight months? Americans are simply saving less, with the savings rate moving down 6.2%, lowest since 2013. We talked about this like a couple weeks ago. Biden said that everything's going to be okay because the American consumer is strong. They're financially strong. Guys, in chat here, let's just say this. Let's just say this very plainly. Do you think he's being genuine when he says stuff like that? Do you think Biden is being genuine when he says that the American consumer is strong? Now, I can't really speak for, I can't speak for European countries and other places around the world. But here's what I do know. If I took a poll of 20 or 30 people that live on my street, you guys tell me this. Do you think those 20 or 30 people are going to be financially sound? Just based on your day-to-day happenings and talking to people and kind of knowing the finances of your family, et cetera, et cetera. Do you think they're financially sound? It's kind of scary, right? It's kind of scary to hear things like that. I just don't trust that too much. So one interesting thing too, you've got the first stimulus check. You had a huge spike in savings rate. Second stimulus check wasn't as big. Third spike in savings rate was pretty substantial, but not as large, but it has absolutely fallen off the face of the map now. I think the average savings rate pre-2020, going back 10 years, was about 7.8%. Savings rate now that was just reported is sitting at about 6.2%. So that's kind of scary. It's not a good thing. That means that, yeah, spending's up, but it seems like Americans are doing what Americans do. They're not interested in saving. They're not interested in investing for the most part. So that's one thing we need to point out here. One pretty important thing. All right, so the second thing that we want to look at, Charlie he says they're also borrowing at an increasing rate to maintain their current standard of living. U.S. consumer credit score rose 7.3% over last year, the highest rate of increase in over a decade. What's the issue with this? What's the issue with this, folks? Well, again, the issue with this is people are using credit to maintain their lifestyle, which we talked about this when Biden came out and said the American consumer is strong. The American consumer is financially uneducated. And if that's the only thing that you can bring to the table to help say that we're going to be fighting inflation properly, that's pretty scary. Another thing that they said was retail sales are up and consumer spending is up. You know how you see how they word that? It's very important to understand this. When they word it that way, they don't say that the price of goods are up, which is increasing the numbers artificially due to inflation. People are adjusting prices up due to inflation. So if you buy a gallon of milk, for $5, if you're in Hawaii, and you did that maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, and now a gallon of milk is $6, they're going to report that as increased consumer spending when that should be reported as inflation. So no matter how you look at data, you can torture and twist data any way you want to kind of make it look like it's in your favor. And I think that that's what we're seeing right now. So the next thing that I want to bring up here, and folks, I'll tell you this, we're 15 minutes in. I don't expect this to go too long. We'll probably be about 30 minutes in. I like to have short ones too, just get right to the skinny and hop on out here. And I will take questions probably about the last 10 minutes of this stream. So if you guys do have questions, get those fired up here. So interesting article here. Very interesting article, actually. All right. So as you guys notice, or we talked about this before, it says China may have massive underground Bitcoin mining operations despite ban last year, Cambridge data shows. China accounted for roughly a fifth of the Bitcoin network's hash rate at the end of 2021, after data showed it dropped to 0 in July. Data from the Cambridge Bitcoin Electricity Consumption Index suggests miners covered their tracks with overseas proxies until they deemed it safe. Interesting. So they used VPNs, they connected to different servers to kind of mask that traffic that was coming out of the mainland. China has reemerged as a major Bitcoin mining hub despite the country's complete ban on the practice a year ago, according to data from the CCAF on Tuesday. From last September to January, traffic from China accounted for about 20% of the Bitcoin's total hash rate, a measure of the network's processing power for verifying transactions and mining new cryptocurrency tokens. The uptick in activity came after data suggested it had fallen to nearly zero in July, following a ban on mining last May. That's kind of interesting. We also look at this. This is the evolution of Bitcoin mining power over the years. So September of 2019, we'll notice that China actually, the global share of hash rate was just under 80% for China. Okay, so it was quite a bit. It dropped way off, but now it's picking back up. So what can we surmise from this type of thing? The first thing that I'd like to point out is China getting back into the game shows what China does all the time. China bans Bitcoin mining, they ban Bitcoin, they ban cryptocurrency, and it's all just manipulation. I really think it is manipulation in the markets. Absolutely, 100% it is. We saw huge drop-offs when the Bitcoin was announced that it was going to be banned in China, etc. So this is nothing new. It's happened almost every single year since China got into the mining industry and the mining game. I'll also point this out, kind of interesting. That conversation that I had with that guy in that stream that I did last Friday about the Bitcoin maxis not comprehending that proof of work networks are actually pretty centralized and can be pretty vulnerable. There's two ways that can be centralized. The first way is from the technology side. It's when you have governments, entities, or nation states that control a majority of the hash. Now, I would like to say that a majority of the hash being controlled by companies in the United States, that's a better thing than a majority of the hash being controlled by companies in China. So the problem here is, as we ramp up into next month and the month after, it'd be interesting to see how many of these quote-unquote underground Chinese mining facilities come online to get a better picture of how much hash is actually controlled by those folks. And what happens? What happens when China gets out of the market and announces these bans? The market always reacts like a 35-40% dump every single time, right? So, on top of the fact that it is proof of work, on top of the fact that these companies, they're having to mine and they have to dump their Bitcoin in order to pay for operations, absolutely murdering the price. And then they turn everything off, hash goes to hell. Actually, security lessons in that matter too. It just time and time again, it kind of shows some of the imperfections that Bitcoin has. Do not get me wrong. Bitcoin is much better than some of the alternatives that we have out there, right? Which is cash. You're going to hold it in Bitcoin. You're going to hold it in cash. I think it'd be pretty stupid to go the other way. And I think people are starting to wake up to that fact. So the next thing that I want to get into, the next thing that actually really freaking pisses me off, it's really frustrating. We said that the attack on CBDCs, it's coming. It's going to come quick. It's imminent. And I'm going to show you, I got some good information from Adam at Vibra Finance, and I kind of dug into it a little bit more. I'm going to show you a couple other things that are really, really eye-opening about how the world really works behind closed doors. So I will go ahead and let's see here. Let me actually see. I want to make sure that I'm following this correctly so I don't jump the gun. Cool. So what we're going to do here, we are going to move that. I don't want to share this video. I want to share this video with you guys. Stop screen share, share. Now this video is basically it's a congressman reacting to the Luna stablecoin crisis. And I know that some of you guys probably just rolled your eyes because we've been speaking about how stupid this stuff is. So what I'm going to try to do here is go ahead and share the audio. I'll scroll down to the bottom of the comments here, and you guys just let me know if this looks legit or not to you. All right. We'll add the stream here. Cool. And I'll also maximize here for you guys. Make sure I get that right. And I'll scroll down in comments. If you guys can't hear it for any reason, please let me know. Here we go.
Our next guest is calling for stablecoin regulation. Let's bring in Congressman Josh Gottheimer of New Jersey. He co-chairs the Problem Solvers Caucus and the SALT Caucus, and he's a member of the Congressional Blockchain Caucus. And Josh, thanks for being here today. Let's just start
Becky.
with.
Thanks for having me.
Good to see you. Let's just start with the drop in cryptocurrencies. I mean, I think things got really concerning last week. Obviously, stocks go up, stocks go down, different crypto goes up and goes down. But last week was so concerning because it was such a quick drop and because it seemed.
Now, guys, just to set the stage, this guy, he's no slouch, right? He knows his crypto stuff. He's on a couple committees. So he's at least better than the average Joe, right? So just wanted to set the stage, let you guys know who this guy is here. He's a Democratic congressman, I think.
Seemed to have so many implications for other areas of the markets. Seemed like people had to sell some of their winners in other places to pay for things that maybe they were long on margin, and that's what's causing concern. Where is the regulatory perspective at this point?
I mean, I think you're exactly right. What was very concerning about last week with Terra and Tether and others was the quick run on the market. And what many of us have been concerned about and working, frankly, with those in the space, innovators and entrepreneurs, is how do we give some more certainty to the marketplace and ensure that when you have a stable coin, it's actually qualified. And that's what my legislation that I'm working on does. It says it should actually be backed by U.S. dollars or equivalents, so you know what's behind your stable coin. And so it prevents runs on the marketplace, and that consumers who are in the space don't suddenly find themselves with nothing in a matter of seconds. And that's been our issue. Our legislation actually says it either can be banked or non-banked if you want as a cryptocurrency to define yourself as a stable coin. But to be qualified, you actually have to be backed by one-to-one by the U.S. currency. And it also defines the regulator as the OCC. Right now, there's great uncertainty actually who oversees the space. It's causing a mass exodus of companies out of the United States to other countries, or they're laying ground for their new companies in Bermuda and Bahamas or France, and not in the United States. We want to make sure that we have this market, that the jobs are here, that the innovation is here. But I think that it requires legislation. That's exactly what we're working on.
Josh, which of the stable coins actually would qualify under the constraints that you've laid out in this legislation? I mean, it was a surprise to see Tether under so much pressure last week because it was supposed to be the biggest and the most reliable.
Well, there are several, as you know, that are actually backed. But part of the concern right now is that it's unclear, even as you know, Tether has claimed that they're actually backed, but it's unclear what they're backed by, how much is by U.S. currency versus an equivalence versus not. So I think that's exactly the kind of requirement we need to put forward, and for people to be qualified and to give people that certainty if they want to be a stable coin, that's how they're going to define themselves. And they're going to actually have to show their investors where those resources are. It's crazy right now that you could actually develop a stable coin and not be backed by anything. And then people go into it, and suddenly, they read these websites. I hear from my constituents all the time about it. The website says, don't worry, if there's a problem, it's insured. And then suddenly they have a problem. There's some theft. We know there's been hacking. There's been terror issues. And there's literally nothing there to actually protect them. So those are the kind of things we got to be vigilant on to make sure innovation can happen, protect consumers, but also allow the space to grow and flourish. It's very exciting. And we want to make sure we've got the pole position.
I don't understand this. We've had two presidents have working group papers on this issue, starting back as early as December 2020. Why is this taking so long? What is happening? Where are you? Where is the FTC? Where is the SEC? I mean, come on.
By the way, I just want to smack the hell out of that dude. He's been waiting his whole life after he got out of his little fraternity to stand up to this congressman, who, by the way, you can hear how shaky he is in his voice. But, dude, I for some reason, I just have the overwhelming urge to smack that little kid up there. Go ahead.
Well, as you know, I don't speak for the SEC or the CFTC. I've been pushing them to actually come out with some rules of the road here, right? I mean, the president's executive action took steps. But the reason why we're working on this, and I'm working with not just Democrats, but Republicans, we've been taking a ton of input and hope to put out drop our legislation. The draft is out there. You can find it on my website right now. But when we're going to officially put it out, we got to pass this thing. And part of what's been very frustrating is, and you know how this is, right, that people actually they're looking for every excuse not to do something. I'm saying is we have no time here. We cannot wait. We need to give this certainty to prevent exactly what happened last week.
NextGuard is the flea and tick protect.
So what do you guys think about that, man? Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on here? What do you guys think? This is gradual. This attack has been occurring. It started occurring probably at least 2 years ago. It was spearheaded by Democrats, spearheaded by Elizabeth Warren. She's up there with scripts talking about things that she knows nothing about. The thing that really frustrates me is like these people just they stand up here with an air of confidence, a completely fake air of confidence. And they tell the American people straight up blatant lies. It's like they don't have any problem with UST going to zero in 3 days. They have a problem with that, but they don't have any problem with the American dollar bleeding Americans dry over 30 years. It's just like, and the things that they say about crypto financing terror and these and things, and I'm like, listen, an entire terrorist organization was stood up on the American dollar before crypto even occurred. You know, every system, every scam, everything, cell phone technology. What's more damaging, money or cell phone technology? Politicians, man, they're killing me here. But here's the unfortunate part. As we said, we're going to start seeing that uptick. We're going to start seeing that uptick in the attack on cryptocurrency via stablecoins. Stablecoins are the holy grail of cryptocurrency, whether you know it or not. No Bitcoin maxis. It is not your coin. That is not the holy grail. The holy grail is stables. This is what's going to happen, and this is what's moving forward. So here's what I want to show you guys this, because this is absolutely like just mind blowing to me, in just about every single way. So I'm going to paste this here. All right, I'm going to introduce you to the Ripple website. Right? You guys are familiar with Ripple. Ripple is in a lawsuit right now with the SEC. Very interesting, though. There's no injunction on Ripple. There's no injunction stopping trading. Very interesting. Why would that be? Why would the SEC do this to Ripple but not stop trading? Just questions we need answered here. Let me tell you guys this. The next time that you see somebody on Twitter who propagates the myth that XRP is going to change the world of crypto forever, you ask them this: do you want to be in a communist country? Now, I don't say that lightly. There are reasons for this. I'm about to show you, okay? I'm about to show you this. This is absolutely mind-blowing. Now, remember, actively in an SEC investigation right now. And it seems like things are moving in the favor of Ripple. So I will say this. Everything you're about to see right now is kind of show that all this is just one giant facade. It's a circus. It's a circus for everybody to see. Go to the Ripple website, right? Ripple.com. There's this little logo up here. This is like a little AT&T logo. Adam from Viber Finance, he showed me this. So I'm going to show to you, and I'm going to show this and go a little bit deeper. So you click this link here, and what do you see right here? Central bank digital currency. Implement CBDCs. Let's click that. Let's click that right now. Let's see what's going on. Manage the full CBDC lifecycle. Ripple offers a complete platform for minting, managing, transacting, and destroying CBDCs. Each solution is built on private sidechains of the XRP ledger, a proven blockchain that has transacted over 69 million times over the course of 10 years and is trusted by financial institutions around the world. Ripple, go forth confidently into the world and take everybody's sovereignty away from them. Ripple wants to be the platform. Ripple wants to partner up with the governments. Ripple wants to create the network for this. Freaking scary. So all these people hashtagging XRP, this and that, yep, they're going to be happy. Their little XRP is going to go from 89 cents to $10. You know, they're going to get like a 12x on their money. Whatever, cool. Okay, at the expense of what? At the expense of your countrymen, at the expense of everybody. Why choose Ripple's CBDC platform? Stability, security, and resilience. Build trust using the XRP ledger's proven technology, enabling consistent standards, privacy, and security. Access and inclusion. Red flag word. If you see the word inclusion, red flag. Be very, very careful. We talked about how CBDCs were going to be used to be able to redistribute wealth. Individuals with net worth higher than $1 million, when they do the CBDC airdrop, and if you qualify, they might drop you 40 or 50 cents on the dollar, or they might drop you $1 on the dollar. But if you have less than $1 million net worth and you have no money in your account, you might be airdropped $1.10 or $1.20 or $1.50. And it's because you deserve it more than those rich people who worked all their lives to get that net worth. Horrible. So this is the type of thing that we're seeing. We're starting to see these little red flag words pop up. Access inclusion. Enable wholesale and retail use cases by supporting a variety of participants, including banks, fintechs, and members of the public. Well, no crap. Banks, of course we know. Fintechs, yeah, of course we know. Members of the public, there's the inclusion part, right? They want to bank the unbanked. Yeah, they want to bank the unbanked at what cost? I'm going to show you at what cost. It gets crazier. Ripple has a white paper for their CBDC program here. Interoperability and overlay services. Connect to domestic payment systems, core ledgers, and other CBDCs to reach new levels of innovation through programmability, support, and smart contracts. So they're going to take their tentacles and they're just going to consume the entire system up until this point. The entire system. Sustainability. Commit to sustainable innovation by using the carbon neutral XRP ledger, which uses a unique consensus mechanism that consumes negligible energy. I don't know about you guys, dude. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of it. It's just, I could go on and on and on. Let's pull up the white papers here. I'm going to pull up these white papers from XRP. All these XRP clowns, man. XRP clowns. Now, let's talk a little bit, though. Let's talk about this. Why do you think the case towards XRP right now is kind of dwindling? It's kind of pitter-pattering out. It's just kind of flickering out and going away. Why do you think that? Why do you think they would add a section to their website that talks about CBDCs? Because they're talking. They're talking to the U.S. government. They've got these payment system plans in place. They've got these payment systems in place, right? They're already integrated with banks. And they've been doing this type of research and technology longer than other chains have. I think that the U.S. government is going to use potentially XRP to be able to implement the CBDC, the stablecoin, in conjunction with the people who are creating the plans for this, which if I'm not mistaken, it's the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT. I think that's what this is. So this whole show, this whole facade about the SEC going after Ripple, et cetera, they're making deals. They're making deals behind the scenes. And XRP, they're all about profit. They're all about money, right? So go ahead and buy your XRP. Go ahead and get your 89-cent XRP. You know, in market cap 10Xs, which was, I don't think it will. Maybe it goes to $10, right? At the cost of your sovereignty, where you could have invested in a million different things to do the same thing. Freaking XRP clowns, man. There's a lot of things that I hate. I hate Miami fans, and I hate XRP clowns. You. God bless America. All right, let me pull this daggone thing up. You guys got me all pissed off here. You guys like how positive and motivating I am today? Freaking jokes, man. All right, you go here. Oh, the future of CBDCs. Ladies and gentlemen, you now have the CBDC white paper on Ripple. This is just crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. We want regulation. Ripple, we want you to be a part of this. We're going to make you a part of this. The future of CBDCs. So let's read a little bit here. Let's see what this is all about. Brandon, it can't be that bad. There's just no way. It can't be that bad. All right, as part of their remit of continuing to evolve money and payments, central banks around the world are beginning to explore, test, and implement some form of the central bank digital currency. There are a number of reasons for the growing momentum behind offering sovereign, banked, or backed versions of private cryptocurrencies. The rise of CBDCs. Through the power of blockchain technology, financial institutions are enabling seamless, instant global payments. Each central bank will also have its own motivations for pursuing digital currency that will be driven by specific market challenges. So blah, blah, blah. It's just a bunch of crap. Introduction to CBDCs. CBDC is a sovereign equivalent of private cryptocurrencies and digital assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. No. That is a lie. Absolute lie, right? Let's look at this. What are the main benefits? It's not like Bitcoin. It's not like Ethereum. It's not like XRP. No, it's not at all. Certainly not like Hex. Enable existing payment infrastructure. Enhance. Promote financial inclusion. Increase access to financial service for under and unbanked populations. More tax dollars, right? That's essentially what that is. In order to even be able to use this, you're going to have to dox yourself. And if this is the primary currency that they're going to roll out over the next, 3 to 5 years, it's going to be an issue. Foster innovation. Use advanced digital features like smart contracts and programmable money that will be the basis of new financial services. Yeah, they're going to program that money all right. You better play ball or you're not going to be able to use it. They'll program that thing right out of your bank account. Ensure central banks retain sovereignty over monetary policy and not allow alternative currencies to dominate the market. Ooh. Coming from XRP, that's a pretty bold statement. This is their white paper. Ensure central banks retain sovereignty over monetary policy and not allow alternative currencies to dominate the market. Why would a company say that unless they were sure that they didn't apply to that rule? Look at this. 80% of central banks are actively exploring CBDCs. United States, Canada, Caribbean, Bahamas, Brazil, Uruguay, South Africa, Australia. Guys, this is going to be a thing. This is going to be a scary thing. Oh, so freaking frustrating. Let me make sure that I'm going to read this right thing. Scroll down to confirming identities. Check this out. While many private digital assets make a virtue out of anonymity, okay, the ability to identify CBDC users will be a fundamental requirement of central banks. When the U.S. government was struggling to get the much-needed stimulus checks to citizens and businesses during the height of COVID-19 pandemic, fintech advocates noted that a CBDC would have made it much faster and cheaper to pay people directly. However, it would also require a robust identity infrastructure to ensure that each payment was transferred to the right person. Many other benefits of the CBDC require ID certainty, and the ability to clearly connect users and transactions will be a key condition for central banks. Some private cryptocurrencies are already beginning to grapple with some of these issues, and central banks will need to build on their efforts to create interoperable ID solutions that work globally. By 2024, at least half of the world's population is expected to use digital wallets for transactions that will be valued at more than $9 trillion annually. Half of the world's population? Does that sound crazy to you? 20% of the, I think, 15, maybe 16% of the population of the United States has transacted in cryptocurrency. 16%. We don't, and that's the United States. 16% is probably high compared to other countries in the world. And they're expecting that half the world's population, which was 3.5 billion, probably 4 billion at that time, is going to be using CBDCs. That's exactly what they're saying. Guys, it is barreling down quickly. It's coming very, very fast. And you're going to see more and more and more attacks on DeFi. You're going to see more and more attacks on USDT. You know what? They talk trash about USDT. Did you see what it dropped to? Dropped to like 99 cents, right? But you know what USDT was doing? Because they do have reserves. When people were trying to cash out, they were still honoring the $1 peg. They didn't even care. They were taking the loss. They get those transaction fees. They were still honoring it, right? But you didn't hear that from the senator. You didn't hear that from the reporter. You didn't hear that from little Johnny Appleseed with the blue tie. He doesn't know anything. He just got a hard on for yelling at a freaking senator. All right, let's check chat here, guys. We're 42 minutes in. I did not expect it, but I think it was good information, and you guys needed to hear about it. I'm going to go up here. All right. I think moving to Russia may be a good move. Be careful about that. Jenna Ripple, yeah, she knows all about her coin. Go ahead and create that. Go ahead and create that stable coin network, right? With your nice little white paper here, and go ahead and give the big FU to the crypto community at large for supporting a project that does that. I don't know how you can sleep at night. Well, I know how, because you don't know anything about the damn project. That goes for all of them. Go ahead and use hashtag XRP. Go ahead and use it. These people got me heated. Anywhere that isn't Russia. Ripple's CEO has been part of the Federal Reserve Board for several years now. You know how I know? You know how I know he's not the guy? He's not the guy we should be going to battle with. It's just how he dresses, man. You don't trust that dude. You don't trust him, man. Those people are not on our side. There's an answer out there, but this is not the answer. There is an answer, and this is not the answer. That's why we need brains in this space. We got to figure it out. You can seamlessly get your CBDCs at the local DMV. Easy peasy. Yeah, don't pay your taxes. You can't feed yourself. Don't pay your taxes. They'll stop you from getting a driver's license. You're not supposed to be buying big gulps in New York City. None of those 64 ounces. They could program that money to cut you off. Not supposed to be using fossil fuels, oil for heating. Yeah, they can program your money to cut you off. You can't be used for that. Is that what you guys want? Just like Richard said today. What if there's a war? There's the natural disaster, tornadoes, hurricanes, floods, etc., and the payment systems go down. Or there's a wide-scale attack, EM attack on our electrical grid. You got to have cash. You got to have cash to transact. But they don't want that. That's exactly the opposite of what they want. They want more control. Just like he said today, that sliver of freedom that we've been holding after this massive attack, really for the past 40 years, 50 years, that sliver of freedom, they're gonna snatch that last piece. Your freedom and your privacy and your sovereignty, boo. It's kind of scary, man. The stables where I've been able to get half reasonable visibility really worried me. The assets behind what I saw were inadequate from a credit perspective and a risk perspective. Motley Investor says, what's up, you shady characters? Terrafin says, yo, what's up? XRP, laugh out loud, are they even relevant? So it'll be interesting. Who jumps ship? You're an XRP person, right? And you find out that XRP is going to play a pivotal role in the implementation of a CBDC, right? But crypto, privacy, sovereignty, pushed back against the man. How many people are going to jump ship? They ain't going to jump ship. And I honestly, here I'll be quite honest with you. We can't expect those guys to do anything different than the rest of crypto. The rest of crypto do the same thing. Everybody says, yeah, screw the man, screw the Leviathan, but they're all about making a 10x on their money, right? That's what they're all about. Grinds my gears, Alan says. They'll tie this into the IoT. Can you please timestamp this Ripple info rags? Yeah. I'll timestamp this. They're getting closer to their goals. Reached a deal. You know what's funny? The Ripple people are gonna see this video and they're gonna be pissed off by my opinions about the stuff. But I just literally read from their website and their white papers. right? That's what I did. Guys, we're making our own bed here. We are making our own bed. And I think that this is just like a shell game. The SEC stuff with XRP, it's complete BS in my opinion. Rags, Inner Italian coming out. El Pitembolas, nothing. Just plotting to take over the world. Sounds like a plan. You cannot back a stable with BTC or any other crypto on dollar for dollar basis. You cannot back stables with the sub. Yeah. It's so it's difficult. It's difficult. I mean, if you have a pure algorithmic stable coin, you're setting yourself up for disaster, right? I mean, we saw it. We saw that happen. Well, Brandon, they bought BTC. Well, they hadn't put the BTC in the system to stabilize the peg. The next best thing would be put some type of non-volatile asset in there. The BankX folks, they peg their stuff to the price of silver, for example. XRP, old German bankers behind that project. I love a client in Massachusetts that's working with the crypto development, and they got fat paychecks, sold them a house. MIT does not pay well. Where does the money come from? Government grants. Government. Sometimes we get led to the inner savage and aggression. Folks, part of what this is all about is just educating yourselves. I'm educating myself, and I'm passing this information to you. Let's say that 75% of the information that I say on the stream is proven to be wrong. Is 25% of the information right enough for you to be upset about? Yeah. This is what it's all about, man. We've seen how they react to our traditional fiat currency. And every single law that they pass is just a smack in the face to the American taxpayer. And I mean, even look, I remember when the euro was stronger than the dollar. It's like what? It's like a dollar. What Richard said, $1.30, right? It's stronger. It's like $1 to $1.30. 1 euro is $1.30. It's even worse for Europeans. They probably have government contracts. Davis says, just got here, what happened? Phil Davis in. I have all of them, Hex, XRP, XLM, PulseX, Pulse Chain. I'll get ethical after I feed my kids, but for now it's winning all outcomes. Yeah, the golden handcuffs problem. You get those golden handcuffs. You get those bags. Here'd be my question. If you got XRP, unless you got in like 7 or 8 years ago or longer, would it make sense to kind of take that and roll it into something else that just is about to start? Maybe. Financial opinion, not financial advice. I barely graduated high school. Do not like, comment, or subscribe. The same people that don't require you an ID to vote, but want your ID to use your money. How convenient. So true. It's so true. It happens over and over. It's stupid. It's pure insanity. It's pure stupidity. I am not saying that every side is correct, but I am saying that there is one side more correct than the other. I'm saying that. Piss some people off here in chat, but I don't care. How come Trump would, never really gave a crap about crypto? Now all of a sudden it's a huge deal. Trump gave crypto a lot of relevance when he tweeted about Bitcoin. And he doesn't like it. He wants the American dollar to rule all. I don't really think he just understood overall what was going on. My city can't even get to the water bills correct or on time, and they're talking about CBDCs. That's a good point. That's a good point. But I'll tell you this, if the government wants stuff done and it's really, really important, they'll stop at nothing. They'll push it down their throats. It's funny because they think that think about all these like rural people who, you know, still use flip phones. And I know that there's a large portion of America that still use flip phones because I was in the cell phone business. People just will not go to a smartphone. And then certainly a lot of people do not go to 5G. So how's that CBDC going to work out for them? Work out for the unbanked. Work out for the, because they're pretty much saying, if you have 5 years or 7 years to spend your fiat in transition, people are not going to want to do that. That's why I made over $235K last year, because I could see the bigger picture. Don't let maxi behavior keep your family. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. You made your money. You made your $235K. Well, so tell me your opinion about what I just said for the past 52 minutes. Does it matter? Awesome. But Into is much louder. Into is much louder compared to the rest of the video. Okay. Intro. What if you lose the rights to spend that cash? They want to do away with the cash. The cash, you can't track people very well with cash. You just can't. Not now. It used to be $1.30 a year. Now it's okay, $1.11. Gotcha. We will beg for the government's help. With the CBDC, there won't be cash, Archie says. Darren Mills says, one horse alone will not win the race. I have a Nokia still as a spare. You got that snake on there, bro? Megadon of size is reality. It's just not two sides. So you're telling people not to have a maxi mentality. I'm asking you to address what we just talked about this entire stream. How do you feel about that? Does it matter? Cool. El Paton Bolas, Megadon of sides is reality. It's just not two sides. Pulsating Hexgasm. RH Stream was information overload today. So glad such a person is the founder of my favorite cryptos. He has an enormous amount of information in his head to share. He retains quite a bit of what he reads. That is blatantly obvious. And it's nice to have that, to be able to curate that into a manner that's very understandable. That's what I like. So here's the deal, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, we've gone 54 minutes, which was probably about 25 minutes more than I thought we would. You guys keep showing up for this. I guess I'll keep making them. Tomorrow, I got a porch sitting. We might give something away on Friday. We've given away a couple treasures here lately. I might think of something else here. Got something up here, my little ginger sleeve. Yeah, Sandy Beach says, I thought it was good. I thought it was very informative. Checked a lot of those boxes. Just worried about it, but it seemed to be okay. He seems to do better with females, it seems. But that could just be me not watching enough of his streams. Gina says, love these stream rags. Hell yeah, good stuff. Archie says, cheer rags. Cheers rags. Who does the intro? John T. Graham does the intro. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brandon Davis. Just as a reminder, do not like, do not comment, do not subscribe, and I'm serious. It's not just a marketing pitch. It actually serves a lot of different purposes. If you don't want to be here, I do not want you to be here. So go ahead and unsub now if you're subbed, and you don't ever have to come back. If you don't like me, go to ragstorichesquad.com and complain. Cheers.